Hey guys, I'm sorry I couldn't be with you today. What I'll be going over though is a PowerPoint about the classification essay. We've already talked a little bit about the essay that we'll be doing. You guys should be starting on that essay today. You'll be working on outlines. You'll be working on your rough draft. The outline and rough draft won't be due until the week we come back from spring break. I'm looking at about the April 30th for your first outline, and then we'll work on your rough draft from there. So first, let's go over what a classification essay is. When you're doing a classification essay, it's an informational essay that arranges people or objects or ideas with shared qualities or characteristics into particular classes or groups or types. Now that is to say, if we have a topic, let's say where our topic is drivers, and we need to narrow that down, we would narrow it down into specific types of drivers, and we might even narrow it down to saying specific types of bad drivers or specific types of good drivers. We want to be as specific as possible when we get into classifying our types. What we'll be doing is the traditional 5-paragraph essay, so you'll need to think of 3 types, and they need to have distinct characteristics, meaning that while they fall under the same category, perhaps they're all types of bad drivers, they don't want to have very common characteristics or qualities. They need to have distinct characteristics. Now with the traditional 5-paragraph essay, as you all know, we have an introduction, we'll have 3 body paragraphs, and we'll have a conclusion. As I was telling you guys on Wednesday and before when we were going over essays, our introduction needs to have at least 3 elements. The first one is the attention grabber. Now, as I said in previous classes, this could be a quote or a question that is answered, or a very common fact, or an anecdote even. And when we get to the sample that we're going to look over for the classification essay, you'll see that that essay uses an anecdote. Your introduction also needs to have some background information. And as I told you guys before, background information is information that is going to help the reader understand what your topic is going to be for the essay, and then give them any information that they're going to need in order to understand the rest of your essay. If there is some terminology that they need to know before they get into the essay, that should be information that's given to them in the introduction. Now, our thesis statement for a classification essay. Our 3 points are going to be our 3 types, and you need to have sort of parallel names for those types. For example, in the sample you'll see we have the party rooter, the sunshine supporter, and the diehard fans. These are 3 types. You'll notice those names are all parallel. Those will be your 3 different body paragraphs. Your thesis statement must also include a basis for classification. And again, what I mean by basis of classification is what is it that brings these 3 types together? What is it that binds them together into the same category? Are they all types of baseball fans? Are they all types of bad drivers? Or are they all types of good drivers? What is that basis for classification? Why is it that we're categorizing them within the same overall category or group? Now, each body paragraph needs to have the topic sentence. The topic sentence should include the name for the type and then the main defining quality. Now, this main defining quality is going to be based solely on your basis for classification. In your body paragraphs, you also want to have a comparison element. That is to say that you want to not only give defining qualities for each type, but sort of compare them to one another so the reader understands why they are distinct from one another. Within your body paragraphs, you should also have a transitional sentence. And these are the same types of sentences that we've been working on for paragraphs. In the conclusion, you want to have a summary of your 3 points, and you want to wrap up the purpose of the essay. That is to say, what's your point for the essay? Why is it that you wanted your reader to understand about these 3 different types? Now what we're going to do is take a look at a sample essay so that we can go through each of these elements, and I'll show them to you within the sample. Here we have an introduction paragraph for a classification essay about types of baseball fans. Now you will notice our attention grabber comes together as sort of an anecdote or a description of a game of baseball. We have it's a warm evening in July, and all across the country Americans are gathering to watch a game of professional baseball. Now what we have here is this description of entering a stadium on a warm evening in July. Here's our attention grabber for our readers, something that sort of grabs them and allows them to take interest in our topic. Now the white part we have is mostly background information. This isn't information that is necessarily giving us what baseball is or anything like that, but it is letting us know where the setting is going to be for the rest of our essay, what it is that will allow us to make distinctions within our groups. Also, we have our thesis statement, and you'll see that it's broken down in 2 different colors. And the thesis statement says, but no matter where the game is played, one will find the same 3 types of baseball fan: the party rooter, the sunshine supporter, and the diehard fan. Now you can see that our basis for classification here are types of baseball fans, not just fans because that would be too broad of a topic, but specifically baseball fans. And really, as we go through this essay, we're going to narrow our basis for classification down to the interest, how interested these different types of baseball fans are in the game. Our 3 types, the ones that are going to be identified in each of our body paragraphs, are the party rooter, the sunshine supporter, and the diehard fan. Make sure you add those types in your thesis statement when you're doing your classification essay. This is our first body paragraph. Now remember what I said about organization with your thesis statement and your body paragraphs. Whatever layout you give your thesis statement, that's what's going to be mimicked in the organization of your essay. So, for example, this thesis statement gave us the party rooter first. That means your first body paragraph is going to talk about specifically the party rooter. Now, in this body paragraph, just as I was saying before, we have a topic sentence. And this topic sentence includes a type and a defining quality. And this defining quality really gives us a very specific basis of classification. Let me read this for you. The party rooter goes to games for the hot dogs, the gimmicks, the giveaways, and the companionship. He's not really that interested in the ball game itself. So here we have specifically identified that type within the topic sentence. And we are talking about the defining quality. This defining quality includes a specific basis for classification. The basis of classification here is not just types of baseball fans, But now we know that the basis of classification is going to be about how interested each of these types of fans are going to be within the game. And we know, based on this topic sentence, that the party rooter isn't that interested in the ball game at all. Now, our second body paragraph includes a comparison element. Okay, so we have the topic sentence here, we still have the type, and we do have the defining quality. Okay, but we also have a comparison element here. Does the comparison element need to be in the topic sentence? It does not need to be in the topic sentence, but you should include it within your second and third body paragraph so that you can sort of join these types together, create layers and interest for your reader. Now the third body paragraph has the last type. Remember what we said about organization. We could be organizing these from the most to least common, or the most effective to least effective, or vice versa. Now, notice here that the author of this essay speaks very highly of the die-hard fan. So we have this emphatic pattern of organization, where he has gone from what seems to be his least to most favorite type of fan, or the least to most important type of baseball fan. Again, we have a topic sentence that has the type included in that topic sentence. We have a comparison element, not in the topic sentence, but spread throughout the paragraph, comparing the die-hard fans to the party rooters and comparing the die-hard fans to the Sunshine supporters. So we have a very high level of interest for the reader. Remember, it's very important in each of these body paragraphs, you do want to give defining qualities. What is it that makes a person a die-hard fan? Or what is it that makes a person a party rooter? What is it that makes a person a Sunshine supporter? What are those qualities and how are those different than any of the other types of fans? In our conclusion here, you'll see a summary of points. We are sort of reiterating what a party rooter is, or what a Sunshine supporter is, what a die-hard fan is. And we're wrapping up the purpose of the essay. In this case, the author is suggesting that while all fans are needed for baseball to survive, meaning whatever money they put into the stadium to buy souvenirs or to buy tickets for the game, they're creating something that keeps baseball alive. So the author is suggesting that all the fans are necessary for baseball to survive, but the die-hard fans are better because they seem to maintain support throughout the year. Okay, their support is unwavering. So we have this purpose of the essay wrapped up in this conclusion paragraph. So when you're thinking about doing your classification essay, you need to think about what elements need to be in your introduction, in your body paragraphs, and in your conclusion. Now, what I'd like you guys to do is start working on your outline, do some pre-writing to get an idea of what your topic is going to be. Remember to narrow your topic down. You don't want to write about types of, say, hobbies without narrowing down what type of hobbies you're going to be doing. Make sure you make it a specific topic before you go any further. And then make sure that you have names for these types that are parallel, things that you can put within your thesis statement. If you have any questions, you can always email me. I will be checking my email periodically. I will get back to you as soon as I can, whether it is over spring break. In the meantime, you guys work on your outlines, work on your rough drafts, and let me know if you have any questions.